Hello, everyone. Welcome to William and the Magic Box. Today on our show, we're going to have Andy. Andy is from England in the UK. So let's see what Andy has to say. Enjoy the interview. Okay. So, hello, Andy. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you, William. How are you?
Very well. Thanks so much for taking the time today for the interview. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for the invite.
So, tell me, how's your weekend going so far?
Well, quite steady.
Mm-hmm.
I've been doing the very rock and roll things of tidying the house.
Right.
Just the accumulation of the week of going here, there, and everywhere, and sorting the kids out, and just the mess that gets piled up. Every Saturday, I have to cleanse the place.
Right.
I like a tidy house.
Doing, doing,
But I live with three women, so I've got no chance really. It's a fight. I'm
oh,
losing,
wow.
fighting a
So,
losing battle.
during the weekend, do you have like a routine or let's say something that you do every weekend or you just go with the flow?
Uh, Weekends are really for family. Like I don't really write at the weekends. Maybe Sunday afternoon or Sunday night if I've got something on, like
Hmm.
if I'm in the middle of a project. But I don't. I For years now I haven't written um, on Friday nights or Saturday nights, and I don't write Saturdays. I don't know. I just go into the habit of just I work all week on various projects, and then Friday nights are just film night and chilling out or going to the pub or whatever, and then weekends are really for family. So I don't tend to do any. There's no real structure to it. No.
I see. I get your point. I think the feeling of Friday, afternoon, evening, it's like great. You feel like, oh my God,
Yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah.
it. Somehow we have that. It's quite
It's
common to
great.
have.
It's particularly if I've achieved something that week, it does feel good to sort of turn off.
So tell me, what has been the highlight of your week that just finished?
Highlight of the week. Well, a couple of things really. So I've got a feature film premiering at the Romford Horror Film Festival next week. So
Wow.
the trailer went out for that. It's a very micro budget horror film called The House on Liverman Street. But the trailer went out, seems to have gone down well. So that was nice. And then there's casting happening for a film that I was a writer on, with a gangster film with the quite amazing title of Improper Bastards. I can't lay claim to that title. It was the director's idea and his title. But when he asked me to be a writer on it, be a screenwriter on it, I couldn't resist that title. But
Wow.
anyway, the casting for that is we've got some really good people involved in that, and seems to be coming together. And hopefully, they're going to shoot in sort of April, May time. So
Wow.
it's all sort of, full steam ahead, really. So it's nice
Amazing.
to have like a few things sort of, bubbling away. One film finished and one film starting, I guess. Yeah.
Okay, so let's start the interview talking about your career as a screenwriter. You are a novelist, also a film director. So tell me how everything started.
Well, I've had quite a wayward journey, and I think a lot of people have there's no clear path. I think that's the thing. And I've just forged ahead regardless. I tend to, for years, I was doing things just off my own back, just generating my own projects and doing everything very lo-fi, very DIY. I tended to, I made a feature years ago called A Reckoning. Well, it was finished in about 2011. So it's a long time ago, and really went for that and made all the mistakes you could possibly make. In fact, I probably learnt about four films worth of knowledge on that one film. Uh, Mainly what not to do, you know. But Yeah, that got finished, and then I sort of for a series of sort of disappointing events, really. The film sort of never really got out properly, and I sort of stepped away from filmmaking for a while, started
Hmm.
writing novels because novels were sort of just me. There's no budgetary constraints. There's no, you don't have to worry about actors or locations or how you're going to achieve anything. You just write what's in your head. So that was
Yeah.
nice writing novels, and I kind of keep meaning to get back to it, but the screenwriting keeps just building, which is nice. I'm not complaining. Um,
Okay.
but I slowly the sort of itch to make stuff came back. You see, when I was a kid, I just had this head full of ideas and didn't really know what to do with it. And it took me a long time to figure out, you know, a path really, and also learn how to sort of write really. To a degree, I left school with a pretty poor education, so it took me a long time to sort of educate myself really in terms of
Right.
how to tell stories. Um, but anyway, so it took me a while to get back into filmmaking and started making some very, very small scale short films. And the way I'd do it was I'd tend to find a location that I knew I could get and
Okay.
and then write to order, almost write something set in that place, uh,
Right.
very few characters, and just make it as simple as possible and equally as doable as possible, as makeable as possible. And I did that
Right.
for a few years, and it kind of got building again, and then I sort of I made a film called Baby on Board, which did quite well on the festival circuit, and it was the first film I wrote. The first film I directed that I didn't write. It was written by
Oh,
Stephen Volk, who's quite a celebrated screenwriter. He's famous for writing Ghostwatch, and he's written films for Ken Russell and for William Friedkin. So I'm in quite esteemed company there. Um, and so I sort of made that, and I thought, well, that's kind of as far as I can go now as making these DIY shorts. And I thought, well, I either stop or or really go and try and make another feature. And I had this
mhm.
short story called The House on Lindeman Street, which is kind of a ghost story, but it's all set in one location, minimal characters, very contained. Basically, the kind of thing I like to make,
Uh-huh.
simple as possible. So I wrote a screenplay for that, sort of built out the story a little bit from its short story form, and producer read it, was willing to throw in a few thousand quid, and I mean, it's just very, very small. And we just went for it, and I pulled in every favor I'd ever accumulated over the years of making shorts, and got all my sort of what I've now termed as my stock company of actors, and
Okay.
and just went for it. And now it took a while to sort of finish it. In terms of we shot it over 8 days, so it was a very fast shoot. But then the post production took a while, which is normally the case, especially when you're doing it with no money. Uh,
Right.
but it's finished now, and it's going to premiere like I say, on the 22nd at the Romford Horror Film Festival, 22nd of February this month.
Amazing.
So we'll see how it goes. It's a long journey still. We haven't got distribution. We'll see if it gets in any other festivals.
Hmm.
Who knows? So that's kind of the journey on that side of things. But on the other side of it, a couple of years ago, I kind of opened myself up to not just writing my own ideas.
Right.
Um, so obviously, I've been writing novels and I've been writing screenplays, primarily screenplays that were very low budget for me to make myself. And then I thought, well, I'll try and open this out a bit, and I'll see if I can become sort of a writer for hire
Okay.
a little bit for other filmmakers. And I ended up being a co-writer on a film directed by Adam Park called The Wilding, which got shot around the same time as The House on Lindeman Street. And it's a bigger budget than Lindeman Street. It's got Richard Brake and Tim Plester, and it's got a great cast. And it's kind of like a horror satire, and it taps into the zeitgeist of what's going on with uh, billionaires, because obviously billionaires are the world's villains, and we sort of play with that idea. Um, it's like a quasi vampire film as well. We threw everything at the wall. Anyway, that's finished, and that should be coming out this year as well. And from that, I got a lot of other screenwriting gigs, including, Improper Bastards, which we'll hopefully shoot this spring, and a couple of other things which are bubbling away as well. So I've kind of enjoyed that that sort of that tract, and it's sort of opened me up to writing things I wouldn't necessarily write, and I think it's sharpening my craft, I guess, in writing in different genres and
Oh,
with other people's ideas. It's not just coming from me. I'm having to adapt to someone else's style or someone else's vision, and I think that's it's just sharpening my palette, I guess.
amazing. I can see you're a busy man, Andy, for sure.
Yeah. So
I love
it's like I say, it's no clear path. It's been quite a winding, long
that.
journey.
No, I love that. I love that. And when you do something with passion, I think it's you just go for it, and there's like new ideas, and become creative and sparkle something else. And at one point, you're just like doing a lot. I love
I,
it. I think it's amazing.
I don't feel right when when I've not got a project on. I feel like I'm a bit lost in the world.
Right,
I love finishing projects and thinking,
right.
oh, it's done. But then, I have a couple of days thinking, oh, this is brilliant. I can just sit around and watch telly and do nothing. And then after 2 days, I've started something else because the
Amazing,
itch just never goes.
amazing. I love it. And where
Yeah.
are you from, Andy?
I am from Derby in the Midlands. Grew up in Derby. I was there for a good 35 years, 33 years, I think. And then I moved down to Warwickshire. I now live in Leamington Spa, but Derby's very much my home still. I go back all the time. My parents are there, my friends are there. Uh,
Amazing.
so I grew up in a very working class area, working class household. My dad's a bricklayer, and my mum
Mhm.
was at home bringing us up. And it was, I think it really enriched my view of the world, and also it's enabled me to tap into a sort of language that I don't see many other writers tapping into, particularly on British television or in film. In fact, that sort of working class world either is not being represented, or it's
Mhm.
being it's being written and filtered through people that didn't necessarily live in that world.
I
And
see.
I can sense when something's not being honest, you know,
Right.
about that world that I grew up in with, working men's clubs and,
Amazing.
you know, um, my granddad was a pigeon fancier. He used to race pigeons. We used to go to these things called pigeon doos, where they'd give awards, and it was basically working men's clubs with all these very, very working class men and women. And the sort of I got a sense of the ear for the language that they used, and I like to tap into that quite a lot,
Mhm.
particularly in my novels. I think my novels are more sort of attuned to that sort of world that I grew up in.
Amazing.
But I love writing. I love writing in that fashion because I don't see many people doing it anymore. So, like, I grew up reading sort of Alan Sillitoe, who was a Nottingham writer, and Kes Barry Hines was a really good working class novel. Those kinds of books seem to have disappeared. And it's a shame. The publishing industry is a very middle class industry now, and sort of the working class novel, I can't find them. So it's a bit of a bugbear of mine, but it's also that world that I grew up in. I draw on it. I pull from it all the time.
Amazing. Great. Andy, are you ready to go on a beautiful journey through your memories in life and share your point of views?
Okay, I'll
Um,
I'll do my best.
Welcome to William and the Magic Box. So I have here my best friend. Wonderful questions. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to play a song just for us to relax before the first question, okay?
Okay,
Just let's do it.
let's get in the zone.
Right, so before we start the game, during the interview, if it comes up a question that you don't want to talk about or you don't want to answer, always can change, okay?
Okay.
Ooh, tough question. My God, the first question has been tough for you now. Let's see. What has been the lowest point of your life?
Hmm. Lowest point. I've had a few moments. I think in my 20s when I couldn't really find my place in the world, and I got into quite a bit of debt. I had sort of people chasing me for money, and that was pretty hard. There didn't seem to be any help or any way out.
Right.
That was pretty low, I'd say, and sort of not and knowing that I wanted to be on a creative path, but not having any idea how to do it, having no contacts, no real uh, I'd sort of say they're like um, sort of those times were pretty dark. Getting hassle for money is not nice when you've not got any money, you know.
Yes, I'm sure it's on those moments that you just don't know what to do. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Yeah, you just find yourself trapped in your mind that you go like, my goodness, what can I
yeah.
do about that? And
I
you
mean,
don't
the
find.
thing, what the trap is as well, if you've got no money, the banks, I don't know if they do it now, I think they do, but if you go into your overdraft, which I very often did because I just didn't have any enough money coming in, they charge you 25 quid. So you'd never get ahead. You'd always, and every time you went in, you'd be another 25 quid. So it just mount up and you'd never be able to get out of the hole. And that was horrible. You know, that was really bad.
And the opposite of the question, what has been the happiest point of your life?
Um, I could probably, go for the cliche of having kids and getting married and all that. But it really did sort of save me in a lot of ways. I had quite, not just a wayward career I've had, but I was probably quite adrift in my 20s and 30s. I had fun. I had fun. I had lots of fun, but
Totally.
I couldn't really. There was nothing really to anchor me, and so um, yeah, getting married to Kate and actually finding somewhere to live as well. Because the other thing about the sort of financial predicament that I was in was meant that I was having to move around flats and bed sits in Derby probably every 6 months. I had no,
Wow.
I was probably running from rent and also all kinds of things, and just trying to find somewhere. And now, unbelievably, with Kate's help, I've now been in this house for 12 years, I think, and
Wow.
we've got a nice house in Leamington, which I just didn't I just didn't think I'd ever have a house, let alone a wife
Oh,
and kids, you know. So I think it's a cliched answer, but I think it's probably, everything turned around then, and I've had some very happy times here.
tell me the very first time, if you can share, of course, that your path crossed with your wife for the very first time. Can you share it?
Yeah, actually, yes, we met at the first gig in TV I ever got was in 2006 for a very low rank shopping channel called Price Busters in Bulwell in Nottingham. And it only lasted about the channel itself only lasted about 6 months because the guy who ran it was a crook. He was a proper crook. He used to sell all this tat on camera and then not send it out. He'd just take the money and people
Oh my God.
yeah, it was bad. But the first gig I got there was as a cameraman. And I've been working with my dad as a builder for years and doing odd jobs here and there. And the only reason I got into that was that I made a short film, and my editor's boss, Alex, ended up getting a job at Price Busters as well. So he got me in because he knew I could shoot, and he knew I was interested in film. So he got me in as a cameraman, and Kate was a director in the gallery.
Oh my God.
So that's and if it wasn't for Alex getting me that gig, I wouldn't be here with these in this house with these kids. So I'm
Wow.
gonna have to really thank him one day. But yeah, so it's strange how life patterns out, isn't it? It's
It's amazing.
it was just a chance sort of job really that I fell upon, um, fell into, and yeah, it led to all this.
I love it. And you know
Yeah.
what? And you just made my day today because you know when you said that the guy was a clock, I never heard this word before. But after you explained everything, I said, okay, now I know what it means. You just made my day. I learned a new word,
Yeah,
clock,
Crook. He's a criminal.
crooked.
He's a criminal. Yeah, yeah. He was not a nice guy. I'm not going to say his name, but
And no, of course not.
he was a bit scary. He was very gangsterish, I've got to say. And yeah, he basically, I think he, as far as I know, because one day we were just told not to come in.
And
He
thanks to
was-
him as well. And thanks to him because if he didn't put you there, I wouldn't meet Kate. Maybe you know what I mean. Thanks to him as well. That somehow.
No, true. Yeah, true. He did let me. He did let me work there. We had a lot of fun. We used to go out. So we used to shoot. I think we used to shoot from or at least I used to arrive at 12 in the afternoon and shoot until midnight,
Wow.
and then we'd. So I think the show started at 4 and went through till 11 or 12. Then we'd all go and pile into Nottingham, and all go out until 4 o'clock in the morning,
Uh-huh.
go home, have about 2 hours sleep, and get up and do it again. I mean, that would kill me now. I'd be dead if I did that kind of thing. But I had a lot more energy then. So
I
that was
love that.
that was yeah, 2006. So it's 20 years
I
ago.
I love this story. I love it. And somehow special people come into our lives, through those turbulences or place that maybe is just you meant to be there for those reasons for sure.
Well, Kate's very creative as well, and she's also into film, and she's made her own shorts, and including one called Laura Living Backwards, which did really well on the festival circuit. But she works at the BBC now and works on
Wow.
sort of daytime cozy crime stuff like Father Brown and Shakespeare and Hathaway, Sister Boniface. She's assistant
Amazing.
producer on those, so she
Okay.
she managed to have a legitimate career, unlike me.
As I can see your eyes shining talking about her, she's watching this interview right now and have a moment, an opportunity to send her a message. What would you say she's watching?
Well, she actually complained earlier this week that I don't ever say anything publicly about her.
Really?
And I probably don't because I'm not one to, I use social media, but I don't put anything up about the kids or my personal life really. It's all geared towards the creative side of my life. And she's like, why you never say anything about me?
It's your opportunity. And today actually is Valentine's Day. We are
It's
sharing
Valentine's
this
Day.
interview
Yeah.
on Valentine's Day.
Yes,
So it's a good
Valentine's Day.
opportunity for you.
Well, I would just say that Kate is my best friend, and if it wasn't for her, I can't imagine where I'd be. I'd
Oh,
probably be in a ditch somewhere in Derby. But uh, she rescued me, and she's everything to me.
amazing. You still made it. You made
Anyway,
it.
enough of that. My mates might see this, so I can't go too deep in this.
Sweet. Very sweet. Next question. Okay, next question for you is if you could live anywhere in the world, where that would be and why?
Mm. Live anywhere in the world. I mean, this I'm not very well traveled. Kate is a lot more traveled than me. She's very much wanting me to go out to Thailand. She's been out there a few times. I've never been. I've never been to Australia. I've never been that far. Been to America a few times. I've been, Europe, obviously, but North Africa. But I've never been sort of that far east. I'd be very interested in going to sort of New Zealand or something. I just seem that, or Canada, that kind of. I like the I like the expanse of Canada. I like the seasons. I like the. I think they've got New Zealand and Canada are probably in my mind anyway, having not been there, but they've got a similar sort of niceness and kindness about them. or it
Hmm.
seems to be to me. And I think that it's not too far away from Britain either, in terms of culturally, I guess. I mean, I've often heard it said that New Zealand's very much like Britain was in the 50s. People are still leaving their doors open and unlocked, and just there's just that kind of sort of kindness and that social sort of grace that people once had that we seem to be losing rapidly. But um, yeah, either one of those, I think. I think Kate would like to live in New Zealand. I did say, just to bring it down though, I did say I was worried about all the fault line that New Zealand is on up to China, up to Japan. Sorry, there's a very nasty fault line there. I was like, well, what about earthquakes? And that's just my neuroses coming through there. But I don't know. If you'd asked me probably 20, 30 years ago, I may have said America because culturally, growing up in England in the
Hmm.
80s, America was everything. Everything that I consumed, all the pop culture I consumed was American. But now I can't even imagine going there, even to visit, not at the moment.
What's the biggest joy of being Andy? What do you like the most about being you?
Oh, that's a good question. I think I think my creativity has helped me a lot. Um, Being able to have this head full of ideas and being able to come up with story ideas and being able to write them down, which, like I say, it's taken me a long time to learn that craft, and I'm still learning it all the time. But I sometimes feel like it's a superpower because it helps me, it helps ground me, and I don't need anyone's permission. In this world full of gatekeepers and as in the film world, I'm always struggling to find money and persuade people to take a chance on me, whatever. But if I come up with an idea, I can just write it. I
Hmm.
don't need anyone's permission, and that helps me navigate the world. It makes me a better person, I think. My wife always says that I'm much easier to live with when I've got a project on, or if I've written if I've had
Right.
if I've written that morning, I can just get on with the day. You know what I mean? And I'm quite happy to I'm quite happy to do the washing up and take the bins out and play with the kids. And I mean, I'm happy to do all those things anyway. But I find a contentment if I've written and I'm happy with the pages that I've got. I find a contentment in the simple things of life as well. And
I
I
like
think,
that. I like
yeah,
that.
I think I've got this thing about washing up. I don't know why. I find it quite therapeutic. I've often said that if you can't be happy washing up, you can't be happy because it's just like I just quite kind of it's kind of a Zen moment for me as long as I've got my work done. But it's yeah, I think that's what it is. I think yeah, I've probably gone a bit off track there, but for me, I think, and it's taken me a long time to build this up, but I think my creativity, the fact that I can write myself out of holes sometimes, not just
Um,
not in any financial aspect either. I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about a mental hole,
Yeah,
you know.
amazing. 3 questions left. Let's do it.
I like this dancing. I really do.
Next question for you is, what's the best gift have you ever received and why you consider that? You look around your shelves to see if you find something. I'm joking.
Yeah.
I'm joking.
Um, best gift. I mean, I've got to say, Kate's really good at gifts, and I'm pretty rubbish at them. When I finished my first novel, The Electric, um, in about 2012, I think I finished it. It took me 2 years to write. It's the first substantial piece I'd ever written. It took me a long time. It's uh, it's kind of a coming of age story set in the 80s about a group of kids who discover a cinema that shows movies made by ghosts.
Wow, that's interesting. I never thought about that. That's amazing. The
Yeah,
idea.
it's got a
Oh,
very it's very kind of the more nostalgic work of Stephen King or early Spielberg. It's got that kind of vibe, or Ray
wow.
Bradbury. Um, so I suppose it also has that sort of Stranger Things vibe, but um, I was before them, and they stole it. They stole my thunder. But anyway, that's by the by. So anyway, when I finished the novel, because it was such a thing, I've always wanted to write a novel. It took me a long time,
Yeah.
and I remember coming down, just having finished the last page, and Kate waiting for me, and she had a cake with the electric on,
No
the
way. Wow.
title and the clapperboard and whatnot, and
Oh,
then eventually, I can't remember if it was the same time or a little later, or it was that Christmas. She made me. They're up in the attic now, but because there's films within the story, so the kids go and see films. I created my own film, so because I could have any sort of actor from any period. So I've got like a comedy starring John Belushi and Harold Lloyd, for instance, and all these different actors that would never be in a film together, but I could mash them up and create my own little stories with my own little films within the story. So anyway, she made me these. Sorry, she made me these pillows, and they had the posters for the films that I'd created
amazing.
in the
Wow.
book. And they're upstairs, and there's sort of a Lugosi Karloff film that I created called A Murder of Crows, and I forget the others now, but that's another thing. Once I've finished the story, I let it go out of my head. I can't really remember it, but it's so that was lovely, and that really meant the world to me because it was I'd never really had anyone be that encouraging about my writing before, you know.
Wow. It's amazing how people, when they know us very well, and sometimes they create those gifts, those memories that touch our hearts and stays there. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Those,
it was a very simple thing. It
yeah,
didn't cost
absolutely.
anything. Yeah,
It's amazing the gesture, and they know how to go there. They know how to,
yeah.
put together. So I get your point for sure. You are very lucky. I can see, and you're very lucky.
Thank you.
Amen.
Thank you. She'll like hearing that. Yes.
For sure. Two questions left. Let's do it. You like dancing?
Yeah, I
Do
like
you like?
this.
Yeah, amazing. Right, before the next question, let's do a little game. So let's pretend that you've got the biggest budget in your hand right now. So you're gonna create, let's say, a short movie or a theater play or something that you're gonna. Would you like to be on it or not? Would you like to be on it or not? Just behind the camera. Would you like to be on this project as well, like acting or not?
Oh no, I can't
Okay,
act.
perfect, perfect. So you
I
can
have been
cast.
in some films, but I wouldn't say I'm an actor.
I see. So you can cast anyone in the world to play your mom, anyone to play your dad,
Wow.
also
Okay.
someone to play you at the same time. And of course, you need to cast anyone to play Kate as well. So tell me those names.
Uh, well, my dad is kind of an easy one because I can model him on his favorite actor and also the way that he used to look at me over the dinner table over his glasses and give me that Clint stare. So I'd say Clint Eastwood for me dad.
Wow.
And for my mum's tricky.
By the way, they don't need to look like them. It's just someone who you
Yeah,
admire,
it's someone who has that same vibe. Yeah.
yeah, or you admire, or you just want to work with.
Yeah, I think that's an easier way of doing it. I think I really like um, I really like Kerry Mulligan. I really like
I lo- I met her once actually.
oh yeah.
Yes, yes. I was working at a five-star hotel a few years ago, and it was a premiere or something. So she came for the day to get ready and to get herself. And I I went to the room to deliver something, and she was there. I was like, oh my God, such a beautiful actress. I love it. I remember it
Yeah.
was the year when she was nominated for the Oscars as well. It was the same year. I don't remember which movie, but it was the same year she was nominated for the Oscars for Best Actress.
She's very talented, and she's just got a way about her that's very,
Beautiful, yeah.
yeah. I like on the other side, I don't know if it's the other side of the spectrum. I think Jennifer Lawrence is great.
I love her as well. I love
Yeah.
Jennifer Lawrence.
Um,
Anyway, one of those, between which one you're gonna get?
oh,
Should you put
okay.
your-
I think Jennifer Lawrence for Kate. I think that feistiness is there.
Okay,
That'd be good. Um,
and to play you,
to play me,
of course.
I've got no idea. To play me, um, God, wow, I don't know. Probably someone who I don't know. Let's go because he's in my head at the minute. I don't know why. Let's go River Phoenix because
Okay,
I miss him, and he was a great actor. And I often think that Leonardo DiCaprio sort of carried on where he left off. I think Leo took the career that River could have had. I think they were very similar acting styles and very
I,
similar presence.
okay. So the question is gonna be a bit tougher now. One day you're gonna wake up in the morning having 4 missed calls on your phone from those four you just mentioned right now: Jennifer Lawrence, Carey Mulligan, um, the Clint, what's the name again?
Clint Eastwood,
Yes, and the one who plays you, his name as well, the actor.
River Phoenix. I'd be very scared if Clint Eastwood was ringing me.
Perfect. So you have 4 missed calls on your phone from those four you just mentioned right now. Which one you're gonna call back straight away? Which one you're gonna send a message? I'll call you back later. And the other two you're gonna ignore them. You're not gonna call them back.
That's tough.
Oh, I know, I know.
um,
And all of them they are watching this interview right now. Just to let you know,
yeah,
okay?
of course they are. Yeah. Um, oh man, I'd probably call back Jennifer Lawrence because she'd be a really good laugh.
Wow.
I think she'd be a good laugh. I would probably message River Phoenix, although that would be from beyond the grave, you know.
I can't believe you ignore. Oh my God.
I'm only ignoring. I can't. No, I can't believe I'm ignoring Kelly Mulligan either. I can't remember that.
Anyway, that's okay. I take the blame. You know, I just put you in the spot. You didn't need to
I'd be probably too scared to speak to Clint Eastwood, so that's
Of
probably why I
course.
left him off. Yeah.
All right. Next question is, what do you think people need to know about each other before they get married?
How to make each other laugh.
That's a good one, actually. I like that.
If you don't have that, I don't know. You know, you've got to be able to tap into that. Otherwise, you know,
Wow.
during the hard times, how are you going to get through it? You know, you've got to find the humor in every kind of situation, I think, and you've got to find someone who's on that same wavelength.
What's the biggest difference between you and Kate and the biggest similarity?
Biggest difference is I'm tidy, she's not. No,
Too late to set the rent.
I've done it now. The similarity is we're both kind of driven and creative.
I see. It's funny. I talk about Kate now that I know her. You mentioned her so many
Yeah,
times.
yeah.
Feel that
You
feel
should
like
get
I
her
know
on
her.
this. You should get her on and get her point of view.
I love that. Last question. Ready?
Yes.
Let's do it. Last one. But before you ask me the question, sorry, before I ask you the last question, people who doesn't know what a screenwriter is, tell me how to define that, and also, what's the biggest joy of being a screenwriter?
Okay, yeah, that's good. What is a screenwriter? A screenwriter is a couple of things. A screenwriter can be a couple of things because you either are an original screenwriter, so you're creating the story from the ground up, the characters, the situation, the plot, the whole thing, the story is coming from you. like a novelist would. And then there's other screenwriters that either work on other people's IP, are sort of writers for hire and work on
Okay.
other people's ideas, or they adapt novels, or um, so they're not necessarily creating it, but they're crafting it into a film structure,
Mhm.
which is an art form in itself, because film structure is very specific. It's different to um, it's very different to novels. I think the closest thing to film structure in sort of literary terms is either a novella or a short story. It's a bite size. It's sort of a snapshot of a story in a way. It has to tell a
Mhm.
complete thing, but you have to be contained, I think. So I think that's what a screenwriter is. We craft and structure
Yeah.
stories for the screen. That's simple. What was the second part of the question again?
What's the biggest joy of being a screenwriter?
Um, the biggest joy is when you're working on the page, when you're writing and it's flowing, and this is the same for novel writing as well, but when something happens, I mean, film is all structure, so you kind of work out where you're going ahead of time, but
Mhm.
something happens, or there's a brilliant way of joining to the next scene, or there's something that drops into place that you weren't expecting. That's the magic of writing, any kind of writing, where
Right.
something happens and you're just like, wow, I didn't see that coming, or I didn't know that was going to happen. I didn't know she was going to say that. I didn't know he was going to come in then, and so it
Interesting.
just falls out of your fingers, and it's like a
Interesting.
subconscious thing that's working,
Uh-huh.
and it feels like magic when it happens.
Wow.
It's rare, doesn't always happen.
Uh-huh.
When it does, I know it's a novel, but in the Electric, a character said something at the end of the book which flipped the whole book on its head, and I didn't know she was going to say it until it fell out my fingers, and it
Wow.
made the entire book, and I didn't know until that moment that it would
Amazing.
happen. And that's happened a couple of times in the scripts as well. Maybe not as powerfully, but that kind of magic is what writing is all about. What you're really searching for all the time, I think.
Wow. Amazing. Next question for you is, what's one habit from your childhood that you still do today?
Hmm. One habit. Very simple thing is I read in the bath.
Oh, sweet.
It's my quiet time. I'll take a book in with me. In fact, my daughter sort of came in on me the other day, and she's like, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm reading in the bath." Really? Why? Why don't you get your pages all wet? I know. I'm a pro at this. I've been doing it all my life. I've never dropped a book in the bath.
That's amazing.
So I don't know. It's a silly thing, but simple thing. But yeah, I work hard, so that kind of, and I'm always kind of consuming stories because I've always got a book on the go, always got an audio book on the go. I feel it's always fueling the work
Wow.
that I do. But at the same time, I find it incredibly relaxing. So yeah, I read in the bath. I've done that since I was a kid.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Right, so then yet, let's play now the word association game, okay? I'm going to say some words, just tell one word that comes to your mind, quick thinking. Let's
Okay.
start with money,
Um, I haven't got any. Money is problematic.
okay? Fear,
Uh, can be overcome.
family,
Everything.
life,
A joy.
love,
Um, love is true.
religion,
Um, problematic for me as well.
sex,
Um, great fun.
politics,
Uh, troubling.
friendship,
Um, friendship is kind of, I wanted to say, sort of an anchor.
desire,
Um, good fuel.
Regret.
Not to be dwelled on.
Success.
Um, there are should be measured.
Wish.
A wish.
Wish, yeah, one word.
Wish. Um, for everything to be all right.
Okay. Happiness.
Um, always within reach.
One word for England.
Sorry, I haven't done one word. Sorry.
It's okay.
I've completely gone against the rules. England.
Okay.
Home.
One word for novelist.
Sorry, storyteller.
Okay. Screenwriter, one word.
Filmmaker.
And the last one now, if you could define all your novels in one word, what that would be?
Nostalgic.
Amazing. Let's pretend now I'm going to meet your best friend for a coffee. It's Katie, yeah? And I'm going to ask her, defined and in one positive and one negative word only, what she would say about you?
Positive, I think she maybe would say that I'm a good person.
Okay.
And negative would be that I can be selfish.
Oops.
Selfish in my complete pursuit of what I'm trying to do, I guess.
I see. What's your star sign astrology, Andy? I don't know if you believe in astrology. What's your star sign?
I'm a Gemini, so
Gemini.
I'm a split personality.
Let's play now, Andy, and the magic box, and you can ask me a question. Okay, but before you ask me the question, I'm gonna ask a tough question now. You have a few novels released as well. I could see in your page that you have a few of them. If you could choose one, you know what I mean? That's not that's your favorite, but maybe something special behind, or maybe could be something that somehow the idea, brought you to write it. It could be anything. If you could choose one of them right now for, which one you choose and why?
I think I've written more accomplished novels than my first one, but I probably would say The Electric, the first one, because there's an innocence to that book that I've never really been able to get back to.
Amazing.
I don't think it's as accomplished as Society Place or Dead Leaves, but I just think there's kind of a spark there. I think it was probably that first rush of uh, I didn't know what I didn't know, so I didn't sort of worry
Right.
about it, and I think it's just a naive, a kind of a lovely naivety to that book that
Amazing.
makes it special.
Wow. Okay, and you can ask me a question now.
Okay, right. I was wondering because it's on my mind a lot, particularly as a filmmaker, because there's a lot in the press about this, how it's going to upturn the industry as well as everything else. But what are your feelings um, on AI? Do you think it's going to completely upturn the world, or do you think that, like some of my friends do, that it's just a load of hype and that it's a bubble that's about to burst?
Good question. Great question. Actually, I had here a lovely man on the show not long ago for England, and we talk about that a lot about AI. It's one of his business now. Right. So I'm 50-50, to be very honest to you. I think, I like the way the technology somehow help us in a way that we never thought one day before. My God, it's so interesting. For example, the other day, I literally put on ChatGPT, what is Will in the Magic Box show on YouTube? Something like that. The description, I
Yeah.
was like, it blew my mind. I was like, oh my God, actually, I saved and I say it because I'm trying to collaborate with someone who'd like to work with me to make a business, the Magic Box, and somehow to be behind the camera, to somehow help me to create the show, to taking a bigger proportion. So somehow I I took that idea from, from AI, from the description, that for me, it blew my mind. I was like, my God, I didn't know that actually with myself. And it was amazing to see. And another friend of mine, he just asked Alexa, what is Willie the Magic Box YouTube channel? Oh my God, what the voice said.
Yeah.
I wish I had recorded because it was just amazing. So back to your question, I think it's something interesting about it. Somehow it makes us uh, understand technology in a different way, how much we can do, give ideas and ways for us to be more proactive. And I think it's a great thing. It's great. It's something maybe new that's the younger generation now. It's something that's going to be normal for them. So somehow they're going to navigate through it. You know what I mean? For us, it can be a bit scary because we know before and we know now. So for us, it's a different way of approaching. However, the young generation, children, have children. So they are growing up with that. So for them, maybe it's going to be a bit easier, or they're going to understand a different way. But in another way as well, I think I'm not sure if you are prepared for that, because it's going very fast. The information is just exploding, and somehow there's something creating, as you said, your friend said, there's something creating there that maybe we can lose control, or maybe one point not going to be able to cope with it, and can be a problem. Yeah. And maybe it's going to be too late because it's going to be already there, and you know what I mean, you're going to lose control again. It's just ideas, or people think, and people wondering, you know what I mean, we are just this, people think about that. I think all of us, we are appreciating what we are navigating, but at the same time we are a bit scared about it, you know what I mean. I don't say
Yeah.
scared, but maybe concerned, let's say, about it, because again, we might lose control. For example, I remember in the 90s watching movies when they talk about, in 20 years things happening, and actually we are living there, we are living now, some even, you know what I mean, further that. And at the time we think like, my God, no, I cannot picture myself, and actually it's happening now. So in a way, help us to maybe to, you know what I mean, time now is precious, help us to navigate in a quicker way or more professional way. So it's a tool that it's here. We cannot avoid it. It's here. Something that you're not gonna, I don't want to talk about it, I don't want to see it. No, you need to, we need, and this lovely man said, William, AI is not gonna lose, it's not gonna take your job. What's gonna take your job? It's people who knows how to use AI. So he said that, and I totally agree with him. So I think somehow you need to. But he said the other day, I watched the news that they made a movie or something using just AI. And because I'm a movie lover, I love going to the cinemas. It's my therapy every weekend. I love going to the movies, and I felt sad in a way, because I said, "Oh my God, no! I don't want to lose that, beauty that's going to the cinema every weekend and enjoying the big screen, knowing that there are people who made that, people who create that, people that are playing that. So I don't want to lose that. I don't want to go to a movie knowing that everything is like, I feel like I'm watching a cartoon, or So that's,
Yeah.
for me personally. I wouldn't be happy with that. So my answer is that, I feel like it's good, but at the same time as well can be something that maybe we're gonna lose control of it, and I just hope that it doesn't, somehow we can manage that in a way. So that's my answer for you.
Good. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot to unpack with it, and nobody really knows where it's going.
Totally.
And the optimist in me thinks that, well, human ingenuity, human spirit, and humans' ability to tell stories. We're a storytelling creature. That's
Yes.
how civilizations were built, on
Yeah.
stories, and that communal aspect of telling stories has never gone away. Um, and hopefully that will push through. We'll get through this, and there'll be new ways of telling stories, but it'll still be a human endeavor.
In a way, absolutely. Let's. I would like to see AI one day as a support. You know what I mean?
Yes.
As
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
support,
Not
or
taking over, but support. Yeah.
yeah, as a support,
Yeah.
as something that I can go to it. I can use it when I can. I can just, you know what I mean. Not that it took over me. Like, okay, this is, you know what I mean. So I love to see AI as a support, as I see right now. You know what I mean? That's how I see AI now, as a support. So I just hope that it carry on like that. So yeah, that's my answer for you, Andy. Good question.
Thank you. Thank you.
Did you enjoy the interview?
I did. I really enjoyed it. Thank you very much. I'm sorry I didn't use the one word response.
Oh my God, don't be silly. It's fine. You know what I mean? I love it. It's just a way of exploring how people they react to the
Yeah.
words, and I love that. And sometimes, of course, you're a writer. Of course, you need to say more than one word. You have too much words in your head that you can just define
Yeah,
it. I
yeah.
love it. It's amazing.
But yeah, I really enjoyed it. Thank you very
Thanks
much.
again. Thanks again. Thanks for
That's
taking the time. Thanks for being so kind and accepting my invitation. And before you go, if you can share a positive message or anything that you live by.
um,
In one word, I'm joking. In one word, I'm joking.
well, I found this quote in a book I've just read recently. There's it was a whole old horror writer called James Herbert. He's not
Okay.
with us anymore, but he was a very big author. He was Britain's Stephen King, basically.
Okay.
And this was a book from 1977. This is a 1982 edition, and it's about a
When I was born, by the way, when I was born, 1982.
good year, great summer for movies. That was
You
great.
know,
Yeah.
Prince William as well. We were born the same year, me and Prince William, but he's older. He was born in June and I'm November. So there we go.
Right, okay. Um, so yeah, this is about a dog who realizes that he was once a man. But
Oh, that's nice.
but anyway, so he gets all these memories about his male life, his human life, should I say? Um, anyway, this line really jumped out at me, and it was about his two dogs talking to each other who realized that they were once humans, and one is more sort of streetwise than the other. Anyway, this really spoke to me. He taught me that life took advantage of the living, and to exist, really to exist, you had to take advantage of life.
Wow.
It was
Every day.
simple, but it struck me.
I
So that,
love it.
yeah. So take advantage of life and
You know what,
just go
Andy?
for it.
I think life is talking to us every day. That's how I see life, talking to us through everything. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Through
yeah.
every emotions, every people that cross our path, our daily basis. I think it's life always talking to us, challenging us every day as well. Love that.
We're all connected, and we're all here
Totally
on this,
amazing.
this little blue dot, and we've just got to enjoy and make
Totally.
the
And it's
best
so
of it.
fast. Totally, because it's so fast. Yeah, so I need
Yeah,
to make the most of it.
brilliant. Well, I really enjoyed it, and thank you for asking
Thank
me.
you.
It's been great to meet you and talk to
Of
you.
course, it was lovely talking to you. I love.
Good luck with the channel. It's a really good idea, and I watched some of the others, and they were really good fun.
Thank you
Uh,
so much. Thank
Hopefully,
you.
I came across all right, and I didn't babble too
I love
much.
it. I know I love it. I love passionate people here on the show. You know, I love when I see people express themselves through their job, through their work, through their arts. And I think that's amazing. It's just amazing. I just learn every day here with people. So thanks again. Regards to Kate, regards to your kids and your family, and keep in touch. It was a pleasure having you on the show. Okay. Enjoy your
Thank
weekend.
you. Thank
Take
you.
care.
You too.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye. Bye.
So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, first, subscribe to our channel, and after that, just go to our website, www.williamandthemagicbox.com, and send us a request saying why would you like to be part of the show. And I see you there. Bye bye, see you next time.